I know, dude. It's the craziest of all the mythology, right? So Athena is born from the forehead of Zeus. Crazy stuff. So the story goes like this, right? Zeus gets a headache. You know, it's prohibition. He can't get any marijuanas. So he calls up his buddy Hephaestus. And Hephaestus comes over. And he does him real solid. He takes an axe and he smacks Zeus right in the middle of the forehead. Now, the craziest thing happens. Out of it pops Athena, fully grown and fully armored. That's some crazy stuff.
Don't forget to click that like, share, and subscribe button and leave me your thoughts down below. Welcome to Mythology 103. Athena, born of Zeus's forehead. The Hindu goddess Saraswati is the equivalent to the Athena in Greek mythology. And we know this because where Athena comes out of the forehead of Zeus, Saraswati comes out of the mouth of Brahma. Anyone keeping score knows that we can now classify Brahma as a Z-pinch in Hindu mythology. What the mythology is telling us is that within the heart of the planet rests a solid metal core that emerged quite whole, fully grown, the myth says, and fully armored, meaning covered in metal after forming in a Z-pinch. Athena's shield is bronze, if I'm not mistaken, and so I might even suggest that we take that description quite literally. In mythology, Zeus, like his father Chronos, ate his children until one survived, causing his death. Gods live through trifling things like axes to the head. We'll see Zeus again in other stories. But as far as it goes for Athena's origin story, Zeus was down for the count. We can interpret this to say that the light freezes into matter in a Z-pinch, and then unfreezes. Zeus ate his children. What the Athena story is telling us is that when Zeus got a headache, it was because a dipolar metallic core was being compressed into existence, frozen if you will, at a 90-degree angle to the electric charge within the Z-pinch. Athena is credited with bringing herself into existence through thought. Zeus would not consume Athena. In fact, he's going to let her pop out of his forehead, fully grown, fully armored. The implication is that the core of the earth is the same size today as it was when it popped out of Zeus's head, fully grown and fully armored. Lock that in. The name Athena brings a few things to mind, such as the structural symmetry of the last four letters. Hera, Henna. Hera was temporary, while Henna is still present in our physical reality. This suggests that the difference rests in the defining characters of the N and the R. In Latin, en or een in Athena means on or around, which suggests that we are talking about something that formed around a sustained N. Since the Earth is negatively charged, it might be worth sticking a pin in the idea that the N of Athena indicates a negatively charged body. There are several other possible connections, but one additional one would be the use of hen as opposed to her. A hen is a female chicken, an animal that would have been very familiar to the people. Both the at and the hen then suggest that this is a character of the ether, but not based in the ether. The E is missing. When we lift the veils on Venus, who doesn't share these naming conventions, we may find that she's not as feminine per se as we think. One other note on the name. In Latin, AE is a plural expression of A. Athena wouldn't have made sense to anyone because everyone knew that there was only one field present, and Athena. Athena is the proper title with a single A representing a single field. Where do we find Athena? Everywhere.
One of the most influential and key figures to appear throughout the entirety of Greek mythology is the goddess Athena, but she also happens to be one of its most controversial deities because at times she can appear as two entirely different people, both the villain and the hero of certain stories. Athena was regarded as the goddess of numerous things, including wisdom, justice, strength, strategic warfare, and any skill ranging from artistic to craft. She was of course particularly known for two of these things, her strategic skill in warfare and her wisdom, and it's because of this association you'd be hard-pressed to find any iconic or popular Greek stories that she doesn't in some way feature in.
We know her today as Mother Earth, but it is truly Athena who saved us, that cunning master of war. Athena is a mystery to scholars because she seems to be two different characters, and in Hindu texts, She is portrayed as two completely different characters, Saraswati and the Hindu warrior goddess Durga. These are not two characters. They are one character and a flow of energy. Sometimes Athena is the hero, such as the Medusa tale, and sometimes she's the warrior aiming the spear that kills Ares. Energy in or energy out. Low pressure. High pressure, it's always good to ask if Dad's around to get some orientation. Where do we find Athena? Everywhere.
All right, Kenny, you ready for the big finish on this one? So what actions did Athena take? And the answer is she took all sorts of actions. You know, there's lots of myths we could talk about. But we're going to talk about the story that happened right after she popped out of Zeus's head. Because she grew up with a childhood friend by the name of Pallas. And as we'll find out in Mythology 104 much more clearly, Pallas is the planet Venus. And as the tale goes, the myth goes, they used to like to stab each other, practice sparring with spears. And one day, Athena accidentally stabbed Pallas and killed her. Terrible, tragic story. But that story is the story of the ionizing discharge in the cataclysm. Yeah.
The origins of the word Pallas are still fairly ambiguous. Some would argue that it was used to describe a young woman, whereas others believed it was something more combative, meaning to brandish a weapon. When the people of Athens called her Pallas Athena, this could be interpreted as them referring to her as young Athena, or even as Athena the Protector. The exact meaning of the word is something that we can only really speculate about, but there is the alternative belief that Pallas was an entirely separate entity slain by Athena. In ancient Greece, Pallas was a fairly common name to see, so it does make numerous appearances in several different stories as a handful of different people. In one interpretation, Pallas was a giant slain by Athena, who then flayed his skin as a trophy, wearing it as a cloak, an ever-present reminder of her victory. In another version, Pallas was Athena's father, whom she killed when he attempted to assault her. Athena once again took his skin as a trophy, so there is a pattern forming in terms of taking a kill and turning it into a trophy, something to be proud of, and that is something you would expect from a warrior or a hunter of that given time.
Don't forget to click that like, share, and subscribe button. Leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Peace. Yeah, no, I got tickets to Balk and Bump. Are you kidding? I wouldn't miss Balk and Bump. Damn, it's going to be a good show. Looking forward. You?